Namaste students. Today we will discuss about characteristics of chemical reactions. Characteristics of chemical reactions. Chemical reactions. There are following characteristics of chemical reaction. Number 1, change in color. Change in state. Change in temperature. Evolution of a gas. Formation of precipitate. There are following characteristics by which we can confirm that this chemical reaction is completed. So we explain all these topics one by one. First of all, change in color. In any chemical reaction in which when two substances react one another, if color is changed of the reactant, that means it is confirmed that this reactant convert into product. As for example, when iron reacts with copper sulfate, it forms iron sulfate plus copper. For this chemical reaction, we write chemical equation Fe in the form of solid and copper sulfate CuSO4 aqueous. Its color is blue. The new substance form FeSO4 aqueous, and it convert into this blue solution of copper sulfate. After addition of iron, it convert into light green substance, iron sulfate plus copper in the form of solid. In this reaction, we see that change in color is the characteristics of chemical reaction. Second one, rusting. In rusting, iron article reacts with oxygen, water. It convert into hydrated ferric oxide in the form of rust. This rust is red brown flaky substance. Red brown flaky substance. In this chemical reaction, we see that this iron symbol of iron Fe reacts with moist air, that means O2 plus H2O. It converts into hydrated ferric oxide, Fe2O3 into XH2O, where X is variable. For balancing, 4Fe3O2 2x, because amount of moisture in air differ from time to time. Here we use the term X, that is variable. So new substance, hydrated ferric oxide, that is rust. And in this situation, color is also changed. So when two substance reacts and color is changed, then it is the characteristics of a chemical reaction. Next, change in state. Change in state. It is also a characteristics of chemical reaction in which when two substances react and the state of the substance change, that means it is clear that this reactant change into product. As for example, ammonia, it is exists in gaseous form, reacts with hydrogen chloride in the form of gas, it forms ammonium chloride in the form of solid. Dear students, it confirms that this chemical reaction completed, because we see that in reactant side it is exists in gaseous state, while in product it exists in solid state. Third one, change in temperature. Change in temperature. When two substances react and their temperature increases or decreases, it also confirms that a chemical reaction completed. And on the basis of change in temperature, the chemical reactions are of two types. One is exothermic, and another is endothermic. In exothermic, heat is released after chemical reaction. Example, all combustion process, heat is released, so carbon reacts with oxygen to form carbon dioxide plus release of amount of heat, where Q represent amount of heat. Other, methane also reacts with air to form carbon dioxide, water, and amount of heat. And other endothermic in which heat is required. It is required for chemical reaction. Chemical reaction. Their example: N2 plus O2 2NO minus Q. That means amount of heat is required. In this condition, we see that when nitrogen react with oxygen, amount of heat energy required to convert nitrogen monoxide. So in this reaction, we see that heat is required for the formation of nitrogen monoxide. That's why it is said to be endothermic reaction. So change in temperature is also responsible for the formation of product. So it is also a characteristic of chemical reaction. Next one, fourth, evolution of a gas when zinc reacts with hydrochloric acid. It is existing in the form of aqueous and it is in the form of solid. It gives Zn Cl2 aqueous plus evolution of hydrogen gas. For balancing, we used 2 as a coefficient in hydrochloric acid. In this chemical reaction, we see that when we react zinc with dilute hydrochloric acid, it gives ZnCl2 and hydrogen gas, and this gas, evolution of gas, confirm that this chemical reaction is completed. Therefore, evolution of a gas is a characteristic of chemical reaction. Next and last, formation of precipitate, PPT. It is also a characteristic of chemical reaction. By taking example, when sodium sulfate aqueous reacts with barium chloride aqueous, it gives barium sulfate white PPT plus 2NaCl. Downward arrow represent the formation of precipitate. It is in the form of solid, and NaCl in the form of aqueous. So in this reaction, we see that when sodium sulfate reacts with barium chloride, then white precipitate of BaSO4 and aqueous sodium chloride is formed. So, dear students, formation of precipitate is also a characteristic of chemical reaction. So next class we discuss about types of chemical reaction. Then you have to finish your homework, prepare notes, and solve in text problem regarding this topic. Thank you.